Good day and welcome to MPK TV News, News Extra. I am Jessica Bobo and here are the headlines of this past week. The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture hosted an event on the improvement of libraries in the province under the theme Libraries of the Future. In this initiative, the department is collaborating with various institutions such as higher education institutions and technology companies. The Library for the Blind in the province showcased the equipment that they are using.
Le yincwadi ekhethekileyo ebizwa ngokuba yibraille nesetyenziswa ngabantu abangaboniyo ukuze bafunde. Ifumaneka kumathala eencwadi abantu abangaboniyo kweli loMzantsi Afrika.
We have different formats as opposed to abantu ababonayo. We don't use the normal text. Incwadi eziqhelekileyo, but we offer services zethu ngokweformats ezintathu. We use braille books, we use tactile books for abantwana abancinci from age of 5 years, and then we use also audio books for abantu abangaboniyo.
Njengoko urhulumente uqinisekisa ukuba uhamba namaxesha njengoko sikwixesha lobuchwepheshe, amathala eencwadi kuquka nawo abantu abangaboniyo nawo akawashiyi ngamva.
Le Envoy Connect if uyayibona incinci kakhulu ilingana nefowuni le yakho yesiqhelo. So abantu abangaboniyo, it's very what we do, we take this device and then we download all the books that they prefer to read, whether it's literature, academics. We see downloader apha, umuntu ufaka nje earphones zakhe akwazi uzimamelela wherever they are. So they are very effective because you don't have to be seated in any place, but they are mobile.
Lo msitho ubuzinyaswe ziiyunivesithi ezohlukeneyo neenkampani zabucala. Umphathiswa wesebe lobugcisa nenkcubeko eMpuma Kapa uSibulele Ngongo uthi bafuna ukuba wonke umntu weliphondo afikelele kumathala ngeentlobo zobuchwepheshe.
Emakhaya phaya esebeni sinento okuthiwa i-broadband esiyi-roller out to i-institutions zonke ze-government, ingakumbi ezi zinento yokwenza nokufunxa ulwazi kwabantwana. Siyazifaka phaya, we have Wi-Fi, we have internet that we're providing in those areas. Apho uthi uba uke wakufutshane nala area uyibone ifowuni sele iconnecta ukwazi uku-accessa.
Ngokokutsho kwesebe angama-60 amathala eencwadi abantu abangaboniyo kweli phondo. uNgongo ukhuthaze nabafundi ukuba bangayeki ukuba ngamalungu amathala eencwadi xa begqiba izifundo zabo. Ndinguyamkela Mtshiyo weendaba ze-MPK eMonti.
Bus drivers of Algoa Bus Company in Gqeberha protested in front of Algoa Bus Depot in Coston, claiming that the company is failing to apply the rules of the signed accord by the management and the workers' unions in 2015. This accord included that bus drivers receive 3 warnings before dismissal. Scores of bus commuters were left stranded in Nelson Mandela Bay as Algoa bus drivers embarked on a strike due to feeling unfair treatment from the employer. AMCU Regional Secretary in the Eastern Cape, Siphamandla Mazinyo, said the unions engaged with the employer over the weekend, but the employer refused to commit to a mutual agreement.
So what Algoa Bus did, they changed their disciplinary code and practice and implemented a code which is harsher when it comes to sanctions. So what we then did was to propose amendments to the policy in which they have unilaterally implemented. No union was consulted. NUMSA wasn't consulted, SATAO wasn't consulted, AMCU wasn't consulted. We saw this implementation of this policy. Now, what we then realized from this policy is that we see a lot of dismissals that were taking place driven from this policy. An engagement was made yesterday to say, employer, we have engaged our members in terms of giving them feedback of the meeting we had Saturday. They're satisfied for us to sign an agreement with you, but the employer still did not want to sign the settlement.
In response to the allegations from the workers, the Algoa Bus Company representative Mazocho Duze acknowledged that there were changes made by the company in the accord and that the company is now working on considering the 2015 accord and will revert to the unions.
Yes, there is a 2015 accord, and the 2015 accord was being used. But however, there's issues that because of time and everything else, things have changed. The 2015 accord, not that it's not relevant, but it needs it to be updated. Now, we've sat down with the unions on Saturday and we had engagements that we will go back to the 2015 accord according to the demands that they want. We've agreed that it's going to be a work in progress whereby we will do an interim accord now at the moment, and then we will engage further.
The ongoing negotiations between the workers' unions and Alcoa Bus Company have commuters on edge, with others expressing concerns over the impact on their daily budget.
I would love the issue to be resolved ASAP, because in this particular circumstances that we are in currently, we feel suffocated, especially as consumers that are using the buses. And now the budget was for the bus, now you find yourself spending more than the original amount, of which we hope that the issue between the company and its workers will be resolved.
Abantu sebeloadile ikuponi zabo zokuphangela and ke ngoku abanye ibudget yabo leyana bayabethakala nasemisebenzini. Xa befika late abelungu bayi-understand loo nto leyo, because umlungu kunikile umsebenzi eyoba mawufike late iproblem yakho. Then ke ngoku abantu ngoku bangene ematyaleni bengabayi baboleka imali zokukhwela.
UDTA Taxi Association in Kariga intervened in this matter and assisted commuters with transport to work and schools at the same amount as the bus fare.
Abantu abazaziyo bazawusokola ngetransport enikweni iibhasi zistrayikile babangoyiki ukufowunela kwii-ofisi zeeteksi okanye bafowunele kusomlomo ukwenzela into kokuba bazokwazi ukuncedakala. Thina olwethu uxanduva kuqinisekisa uba umntu ufika ekhaya ephephile, nomntwana ufika ephephile, ufika emsebenzini ephephile, ekhuselekile. Ngumsebenzi wethu njenge-taxi industry yalapha eKariyerha, zonke association. Siyacela kabazali bafowunele abantwana, batshekishe ukuthi abantwana bayakwazi ukufika ukubuyela ekhaya, kwenziwe ezo arrangement uyokubathatha.
Fezi Gege of Alcoa Company said the strike had a huge impact on the company and offered apologies to the affected residents of Nelson Mandela Bay.
Strike has an impact directly on the revenue streams of the company. As you'd understand that Alcoa Bus Company ferries from about 40,000 to 70,000 commuters on a daily basis, and those people are people who buy tickets and who buy a smart card recharges. That is the main revenue stream of the company. So this strike does not only impact the company, it impacts the entire Nelson Mandela Bay. We would like to send our sincere apologies to our commuters.
AMCU Regional Secretary Mazinho said if the employer continues not to commit and sign the newly implemented accord, the workers will continue to strike. Reporting for MPK TV News, I am Jessica Bobo in Gqeberha. It is now time for a short break. Do stay with us. Welcome back to our viewers. The residents of Gqeberha are supporting the EFF's proposal for clinics to operate 24 hours a day. The EFF first made this proposal in 2018, which the party leader Julius Malema says it was rejected by the ANC.
Recently, there was a video circulating on social media of a woman in Gqeberha clinic telling people inside the clinic that they cannot arrive at the clinic at noon and expect help.
I think it's not a bad idea because there's a lot of our old people that get sick, that doesn't get help from other people or anything. So if the clinic stays open during the night, I think it will be a good thing, especially for our old people.
Yawufana amaxesha amaninzi indaba edibene nokugula usiya kwindawo njengekliniki imitholampilo like ziba zi-emergency sometimes be-agent be-something that is accidental or something, then you'll find ukuthi bana ngoku if uzolinde i-ambulance cases ezininzi you'll find ambulance ayifiki ethile kude kwenzeke i-further monakalo mhlawumbe emntwini benalo ngxaka nayo. But if iklinik ivulile then it will be easy ubalekisa umntana ekliniki quickly, mhlawumbe ubona umntana nangu ethini umuntu exhuzula okanye umntana nangu evukwa into something easy ukuba umranisele quickly ekliniki noba ngabanayo ixesha.
Although some people say this could help the community, others say more healthcare workers will need to be hired.
Ingenzeka because ugovernment ubunoqesha inesi ezininzi aloko naye makavula izithuba zenesi because bakhona nesi abafundileyo abahleli nento zabo pha emakwazo. So at least ugovernment makavule iproject yenesi baqeshwe.
Apha izawubetha kona kwiiclinics ezininzi abaqeshwa bambalwa. There are times xa ufika ekliniki kuthiwe istafu sincinci asikho abantu abaninzi mabajikwe. If i-EFF ingaqala iconsiderishe ukuqesha more ngaphakathi eziclinics, I think yinto entle kakhulu lebeza nayo.
Gqeberha residents agree with the EFF that clinic operating hours are not enough. They say it would be better if they were extended.
Usigezelela abazali bethu kwagqirha bazipatient bafuna uncedo wena yabagezela ngikho ubuyinisa njani nyana bada umdala umakhulu kunawo bawungamgezela umakhulu nawo kuyakhalwa ngawe mams, kuyakhalwa ngawe angiqala ukuza abadivele liwani akodi wrong andisa ngawo ngandise ngeza ngongoma sami phela kwento engayoyikiyo bize ngamapolisi yakhalwa ngawe xa ugezela abantu abadala irongo into oyenzayo.
He's taking my photo, he's visualizing me. There's a woman who came now. She wanted a number, she said she's sick.
The Department of Health spokesperson in the Eastern Cape asked for the video but became unreachable afterward. In other news, the Motherwell Healthcare Centre started operating today after it was temporarily closed following a burglary last Friday. For Mpumagaba TV News, I'm Sisipho Mtiki in Gqeberha.
3 women from Motherwell are fighting hunger in this township by cooking meals for residents every Wednesday. They say they have been running for a month now and they are aiming to help over 100 people. This is the house where the 3 women of Siyaka Community Nutrition, who are also churchmates, cook for residents of Motherwell. And one of them is the owner of the house. Although it has only been running for a month, it has already helped many people. Tandino Kanyo 40 says the situation she has seen in this township is sad, which is why they put their heads together to create this soup kitchen.
Ibuhlungu into eyenzeka apha eMotherwell. Umgqomo kwela cala ndihlala kulo ukhutshwa ngolwezithathu qho kusasa. Kudala ke ndibona abantu bemana ngogqogqa emigqomeni bakhuphe ukutya thina esokulahlayo. Ayandonwabisa lento. Ndaqoma mandingayibukeli nje mandenze something about that. So into bendiyenza xa kudlula aba bantu bezolanda kwemigqomo bese ndibazi ngoku. Bendibagcinela izinto zami ezisefrijini enqonda bangazisebenzisa bona. Ndibanike bendingazilahli kumgqomo. Ndiye kuye ndithethe nomuntu ndimbuze bakutheni ujonga nje apha emigqomeni because abanye bahle ayingobantu abahlelelekileyo. Athi umntana senamali ndandiphangela.
Currently, the soup kitchen is held on Wednesdays, but they would like to extend the days to try to fight hunger in the Motherwell area. They say that children from nearby schools have also been coming to eat when they get out of school early sometimes.
Sijonge unyusa izinga lentsuku zethu esizazisebenzisa Kuba sibona intswelo inintsi kakhulu. Nabantwana besikolo bayaza nabo bazophaka. Abantwana bashiywa abanye abanabazali, abanye bashiywa abazali beyophangela bengenanto yokutya. Injongo yethu ke sile soup kitchen okokuba masenze njalo.
They say they receive assistance from the Pops Foundation. The foundation basically helps them with food, but they buy other things like spices and vegetables with the money they earn from doing temporary jobs. Celia Blow, who volunteered her house to be used for the soup kitchen, relies on a social relief of distress grant and takes a portion of it to help out. She says that they would like to receive support, including a place to cook.
Sibawela izitulo, sibawela istovu, sibawela imbiza, sibawela icontainer. Zezona zinto esizifunayo apha. Sifumane ke ngoku nendawo esafe esizawuthi siphekele kuyo nokutya. Ngoba kaloku sibetha kuthi ezimpokothweni akho ndawo sisapotwa kuyo.
A resident who benefits from the soup kitchen, Nontozakhe Khafani, who lives with her grandchildren and her son who just lost his job 3 months ago, says that the soup kitchen is helpful. With her older person's grant, she takes care of the needs of her household and her grandchildren since their mother, who was her daughter, passed away. She says she is now happy that she gets a meal for free.
Kakhulu isinceda kakhulu mama naphofu incede kakhulu ngoba ngokuyabona ndimdala abantwana babheka esikolweni ndisheka ndodwa endlini ndingumuntu ke ngoku we treatment yabo so yabona ngoku ndithi noba ndiphekanga bakekho lo abekho apha ndiyakwazi ukuza apha ndizothatha ndivele nditye yabo so iluncedo kakhulu kum.
Another resident who benefits from the soup kitchen, Lukhanyo Mngxulwa, who dropped out of plumbing studies due to a lack of money, also sees the role of Siyakha Community Nutrition. He says he wishes that there would be sponsors who would step in.
Siswami xa ndixela inyani idlala indima enkulu ngoba abantu abaninzi abahlala phinana bathatha indwini ndenza umzekelo itshomi zami ezininzi zivasa imoto pha esikoreni so ke loo nto apha emini akubikho mali mos so ke siyabenefit apha umnqono wam uthi ngasele soup kitchen ifumana izisponsor eziqinisekileyo izisponsor ezi-right.
While there are still not enough sponsors, Siyakha Community Nutrition continues to fight against poverty and says the number of people coming to the soup kitchen has increased since it started. Reporting for MPK TV News, I am Jessica Bobo. It is already time for another short break. Do stay with us. We will be back with sport news. Welcome back to our viewers, and now in sport news. Thobaletu High School in KwaMaqoma is the champion of the Mzwandile Mali Rugby tournament after beating Humansdorp School 35-12. The final match of the tournament was played at the Wolfson Stadium in Gqeberha.
Ithuba lethu yakwaMaqoma izibonakalise umdlalo osaqala kwibala iWolfson ukuba ifuna ukuba zintshatsheli ngethuba lala kuqala emgceni ihamba phambili ngamanqaku kunesikolo iHumansdorp. Eli qela linqunqelelelela emgceni. Ngesiqinga sesibini iHumansdorp iyaziphindezela izama ukubethwa ilwile. Lo mdlalo uphele ithuba lethu iphumelela ngamanqaku angama-35 kwali-12 yabe ithuba lethu iba zintshatsheli. Umqeqeshi wezintshatsheli uMxolisi Nkolonza novuyayo iqela lakhe liphumelele uthi bancedwe kuulungiselela lo mdlalo.
Preparation for this boys start in East London. This way we starting from Lunica. We're preparing for this cup because we know the boys is only few things. We're going to conditioning, we're going to details according individual skills for them to achieve, especially for this final. So from January we make sure we want to win all the games. We don't want to lose any games. We go back to Queenstown. We said we're not going to lose any game in Queenstown. And then we come back with winners. For 10 games, they win. It's only 5 tries. They score from them. And then after that, it's this victory for today. Especially there's old guys from Thobaletu. It's them, they're pushing this card, Illuminati. Those guys, they're working a very, very long road for these kids to make sure they achieve what they achieved today.
It's them, they make sure the preparation for the players, they have to work as a unity because most of them, they're coming from Tubaletu. It's where they're putting to achieve this now.
umqeqeshi we-Humansdorp uyayincoma indlela abadlale ngayo abadlali bakhe.
It was a tough game. We were ready for the game, but we beat a better team today. We played against a better team and we gave them all the credit today. But I'm proud of my boys inside. They are heartbroken, but I'm proud of them. It means a lot. Look at it, look back there. We're very proud. Our own community is proud of the school. It's our first time. We're very proud. We can't be ashamed of our performance today. It's a very difficult question, that one, because our school, Humansdorp Secondary School, went through a dub last year. We lost a player, we lost a pupil, and that's when we came back. We started to fight back, and the rugby boys improved our school image in the world.
Umseki wale tumente uthi le tumente iyakhuthaza abadlali bombhoxo abasakhulayo.
It means everything to me. This is a movement. This is a movement where school rugby in townships and villages is really shining. The talent that's there is shining. The supporters are coming out in villages, in townships, in inner cities. Kids are saying our past should not determine our future. Just give us a chance. And that's what Super Squad Schools has done, to be able to showcase. And so the support we've got from you as the media, you've now showcased these kids. And these kids' lives will never be the same. Humansdorp asked to join the tournament in November. They were new. And everything they've done is to showcase the talent that sits in that Kucha municipality. These guys are so talented. And today they've made it to the final. On the other hand, Tubaletu, that have lost twice, painfully, they went back to the drawing board. They knocked out Nzondelelo, the defending champions, in the quarterfinals. And today, they're tasting the sweetness of victory. This is growing the game. And so today we'll be announcing that we'll start in rugby leagues after the tournament so that we keep this momentum going.
Ithuba lethu iphumelele isiqamali esingangamawaka50 eerandi, iimbasa zegolide kunye nendebe. iHumansdorp yona ifumene amawaka25 eerandi kunye neembasa zesilivere. Kwiindaba ze-MPK TV, ndinguLinge Gcwabe Ulfsini, Gqeberha.
And that brings us to the end of this bulletin, and thank you for choosing MPK TV News. From myself, Jessica Bobo, and the rest of the news crew, take care.